Want some candy?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch.
Give me some sugar, baby. Like scary movies.
Uh-huh. Want some candy?
Good. Should I start and then come in after you do yours?
Probably.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Hello.
Hello? Is this One Wish Willow?
Who's this?
This is E.
Yeah. I know who you are.
So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The wish I made didn't really turn out the way I wanted. See, I didn't want to work, but
Are you working?
well, no, but like I really.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Did you read the fine print?
I didn't, but I really can't. Like, I can't work.
Yeah. So what do you want me to do?
Can I like alter it somehow? Because like I literally can't work because I can't leave my bed. Like I physically can't do anything.
And you expect me to somehow reverse removing all of your bones, muscles, ability to move like that?
I mean, that would be great if you could, because like I shit myself, I piss myself, like I can't even wash my balls.
Perhaps you should look into OnlyFans. Click. Hello.
Hi, is this Warwick Davis? One Wish Willow? Is this the number?
Yeah.
I have a problem with the wish I made. Sorry, I was trying to be
Listen,
funny off
sir.
the top, but I'm just really nervous.
We don't make fun of midgets on this line.
So I there's a problem with my wish.
Can I stop you?
Sure.
Are you going to be serious here?
I'm dead serious.
I don't think you are.
I assure you, I just wanted to lose some weight.
Yeah, you, I remember you. You asked to lose 30 pounds. And honestly, sir, I think someone who loves their French bulldog probably shouldn't ask to lose 30 pounds.
I know, but at first I thought I was going to lose like this like extra cash I have from my trip to the UK. And really, I just wanted like American currency, and you took my dog.
Okay, you get another One Wish Willow just because you're cute.
Thanks. You're the best. What great customer service.
we do what we can.
What? Tell all my friends about One Wish Willow.
Oh, you obsessive little jerks out there in podcast land. We're back for another episode of Monster Candy Podcast with myself, Screamin' E from the Memphis Murder Men, Oubliette Sparks from Tsunami Bomb, and Gucci T. Mike Terry from the Jukebox Romantics. And we're going to pivot from our Summer Slaughter Creature series and do...
No.
Every time. I can't
Why? I wanted Summer Slaughter. I wanted Remake Rumble. I wanted Summer Slaughter. But if you don't want that, we don't have to. We can do what we want to
don't
do.
have the time for remake rumbles.
We will get to that as soon as we all watch both of those movies. But we're going to do Curry Barker's smash hit, Obsession.
Blockbuster. It's a blockbuster, folks.
It is Blockbuster. And Oh,
It's making the money.
And
All
it's
the
Gonna get a
money.
Grammy. It's gonna get a Grammy.
Gonna get Oscars.
An
Oscars.
Oscar.
This fucking movie has been the bane of my existence for the past like month. Not because of the movie, but because of these stupid fucking fans. Like, there's gonna be a what Chap Screamin'E's ass rant when we get into it, but I'll save it for that because this is driving me nuts. But before we get into obsession, it's time to talk about some horror news brought to you by Time Bomb Toys, located for now at 300 Camp Horn Road in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Check them out online at timebombtoys.com or in person at that address that I gave you for now, but soon they will be moving down the road, not next to the handstand. So if you're looking for Handy J's, it won't happen there. You'll have to check out the old location.
But
Anyway.
if you want heroin, right next door.
Or a good foot job.
You know what? It is next to like a park. So like who knows who's loafing around there during what times. Yeah. You know, you could actually get some Handy J's, maybe for free too. Who knows?
Heroin.
Yeah. And Handy J and heroin.
That's a winning combination.
Shit, right?
Honestly, if I was going to do heroin, that's what I would want.
You know, and at Pittsburgh prices, which is pretty cheap.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty affordable still. So anyway, horror news. Who's got some?
I know a secret.
Ooh.
That's not that big of a secret. Right across the bridge from me, there's a big area that's like streets that are closed down, and they didn't fucking tell the neighbors it was going to happen, so they're all mad. And it has some like dumb name for the project, but just so you guys know, if you're head over to Dutchess County and you try to drive and you get stopped because there are streets closed, it is the new Quiet Place movie.
This would be
So
the
be
fourth
loud.
movie, right? The fourth Quiet Place.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, and then the prequel, which I haven't seen the second one, but I didn't mind the prequel.
The second one was fine. I didn't see the prequel.
The third was a prequel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched it on a plane, and it was okay. I wouldn't have watched it otherwise.
Yeah.
Just trying to be honest, folks.
That's fair.
That's why we're here, because we are honest.
And it has the metal kid from Stranger Things.
Ah, yeah.
The metal.
When he's
kid
in other
from
things, I
Stranger
just like
Things.
can't.
Eddie.
Oh, he's in Fantastic Four. He's fantastic.
I can't. He needs the hair.
He was really good in Fantastic Four, and without the hair too. I was just like, wow, it's him without the hair.
My only other one is Tiny. They just announced that a writer named Christopher Landon has been tapped to write and direct the Final Girl Support Group as a movie. That was a book. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because we just watched the movie called Final Girls, and I thought it was actually about that book when we talked about it, and it wasn't, blah, blah. But I read the book, and it's like not great, but now they're making a movie, so yay.
I read that book, and I was so upset because I was doing a lot of driving at that point, and I decided to listen to it on audio form, and the person who read it fucking sucked.
I was about to say, I feel like it would be an annoying
old
person.
woman. And then
weird.
And then, when I got back to reading it, I thought it really fell off. Like the first quarter of that book is pretty good, and then it just falls the fuck off. And Grady
It's
Hendrix
very
has
cliche.
it's had this. They've had a lot of their books turned into shows and movies, and they've all sucked. So let's add this to the pile.
So this person who's writing it is the one who did Happy Death Day 2, Freaky, a bunch of the Paranormal Activity movies. We Have a Ghost. They also, I think, wrote Heart Eyes, Josh Rubin.
Okay, so it'll be
Not
Which
great.
seems in the vein. I mean, it seems in the vein of what it should be, honestly.
Sure,
Having read it, I could see it fitting in with this sort of thing.
You got to give it to Zoe Williams, right? That was her name, Robin Williams' daughter. Have her.
Oh,
fuck with it.
yeah. Maybe.
She did Lisa Frankenstein.
Is she a notorious joke thief too?
Oh, stop.
Oh.
Keep Robin Williams' name out of your pool, man.
Yeah, don't fucking do that, dude.
Messing with the
Don't.
wrong Robin Williams
Hey.
fan here.
It's
The wrong room.
nanu. Just saying.
Wrong
The man's
fucking
brain
room,
is
buddy.
so strong, he didn't even know he was taking people's jokes.
Uh-huh. Sure.
He's got a touch of the tism. Did you know that? Now you're making fun of retards, okay? You can't do that.
You can't. Or you can. I mean, whatever.
There will be
Everyone
no
gets
Williams.
a turn with the
there
kid.
will be no Robin Williams slander on this podcast.
Whatever you
There
say,
will not
guys.
be.
Whatever.
Okay, so back the fuck off.
That's what I got.
I got two little ones. First off, Werewolf by Night 2. They're talking about it.
Is this not the werewolf coming out this year?
No,
No.
this is
You're talking about the Marvel one.
the sequel.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. They need a
It was the
mini-series
TV
with
was it
that.
a TV
I would
show?
watch hour-long episodes all day. No, it was an hour and a half movie.
Not even an hour and a half. I think it was like 57 minutes.
10.
It was something like
Yeah.
I gotta watch
short.
it.
It's good. You haven't watched it yet?
No, I
Oh,
told
dude, it's good. It's real good.
nice.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so the director is just in talks and they're talking about it, but he's saying shit takes forever. But the important part is, they're laying the groundwork and trying to get that started. So that'll be cool because the first one was pretty awesome. Black and white, awesome. Super good.
Yeah, I remember. this.
Everyone in it was good. It was so good.
Yep, it was. And my second is to wish a happy horror birthday at the time we're recording this to one James Warren, the publisher of Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine, born on July 29th, 1930. So
No relation to the piece of shit Warrens.
yeah, dude, it's funny. We were just me and my guitar player, we were just talking about them because so you guys, everyone knows how like Matt Rife and whoever else bought their museum.
And now we haven't seen Matt Rife since then.
Right. Yeah.
Well, the house, so the museum's in Salem, but the house is still there. But because they took some of the stuff out of the house for the museum in Salem, they still have some stuff at the original house. And there are nights now where you can go with 6 people and it's only $400. And I have them all
trying to sell me
bookmarked if
on
anyone
this.
wants to go with me.
Yeah.
They're trying to sell us on it for a bit now,
Well,
and I won't do it.
Why?
Why?
I don't want to die.
Well,
But,
I mean,
but
it's
Annabelle's not even going to be there. It's just going to be like 200,000 other objects that are cursed.
well that was part of our discussion because this one guy we know who just passed away, who had like an audit. He was a tattoo guy. Shout out R.I.P. to Ryan Almighty. He had an little oddities museum and stuff, and he's done a bunch of blood paintings, and he did one with Charles Manson's ashes and just like all kinds of stuff. But
Sick.
right before, probably about a month before, because he just passed away, he had talked to, I guess, like Matt Rife, and they were going to buy either were going to or did buy his collection. So we started talking about the Warrens and just how they're fucking just the biggest hucksters and snake oil salesmen ever. And they're like, yeah, we keep all these cursed through the power of Jesus. Everything is, it's all safe. Don't worry.
He would be a
have,
Jesus person.
we have them protected. It's well, I mean, that's what Lorraine Warren would say.
I think he's doing it for he's doing it for show.
For sure.
They're
Much
totally
like
doing
horror or
they're
something.
totally
You
doing
wouldn't
it.
buy that.
No, he totally does.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't buy that shit just to buy it.
Well,
No, he totally does. He's talked about it. There's interviews about it. But listen,
Yeah.
we're gonna go stay in the fucking house.
No, I'm not part
We're
of that.
gonna do it.
dude, it's all bullshit. The Warrens are full of shit.
We both live close enough to it. I think we live like equal
Yeah, but
distant.
some of the things they kept are from things that weren't even their cases. And anyways, I went to fucking Zach Bragan's museum, and all you have to do is do what I do. And my band laughed at me. But when you pass by, like after you're about to leave one of the rooms with the cursed dolls or whatever, you just stroll back over. And even though you're not supposed to talk to them, just be like, look, they're exploiting you. This is fucking bullshit. I'm on your side. I'm sorry this happened. We'll figure shit out. And then you just like,
Yeah,
walk
and then
to
he's
the
going
next
to
room.
jump into your soul. I was like, you said we'll figure this out. I'm here to figure it out with you.
No, it's fine.
No, they can't leave the objects. They have them like encased in all this stuff.
What? In case of what? Fucking salt circled fucking.
There's all
tombs?
kinds of shit. In Zach Bragan's place, it's like fucking weird. And the stairway to hell, it's like in a whole other room where like doors open and like show you shit. It's like,
No.
it's a thing.
Look, not that I don't believe this stuff, But
He doesn't believe in it, guys.
I live in a haunted house, so I believe
Right.
it. That's why I don't go fuck with it.
I believe in
that
it.
stuff. What I don't believe is the people that are like, we got all this stuff, but don't worry, we're keeping everyone safe because
I don't
we got.
believe
I'm
that.
like,
Yeah, what are you? The
And we
fucking
raise our kids in the
Ghostbusters?
house.
right. I'm like, yeah, because it's all bullshit, and you're just, it's your.
Well, or you
gimmick,
dig
but-
like a big giant pit and like
right.
fill it with steel and keep it down there, not
Yeah.
in a single locked room in your residential home that you're raising children in.
Yeah. And then that you turn into a museum and be like, hey, you want to come see it for $20 or we'll take it and, the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
Anyway, that's my news.
I got a little bit of news. It pertains
Yeah.
to tonight. As of recording this episode about the movie Obsession, the movie Obsession is finally, and in the year 2026, this is a long time, finally it's streaming this week, which is hilarious because, do you remember like seeing a movie in like the 80s or 90s? You had to wait like a year and a half to see
dude,
the movie.
At the soonest,
or maybe
6
never
months.
again.
Yeah, at the soonest 6 months, and you could be like, towards the late 90s, it started to be around 6 months. You're like, all right,
yeah.
it's out of theater, so in like 6 months, it'll be on VHS.
DVDs
and
were 6 months for a while
Right.
too, and then it was 3 months, and then when Blu-ray came out, it went back up. It went back up
Right.
to like 6 months or a year.
Right.
'Cause for some reason, Blu-ray took a little bit longer, which is bullshit. But and then and now we're back to things are out at the same time or a month later. But Obsession has been out of the theaters. In the theaters for, at the time of this recording, 75 days and still in the theater, which is fucking insane.
Right.
And now it's just hit streaming. And, part of this news is that everyone is kind of, who's seen the movie, has been like, hey, this is different. And what is different? The fucking lighting. Because TVs nowadays fucking make everything so fucking dark.
Dude, movies
Everything
in
is
general
so-
do. It's
No, but
fucking
when you see
rough.
it in the theater, and we could talk about a specific scene about it later, there's a scene where everything's really dark. And this movie isn't that dark of a movie, but it's dark in this one scene where a character is in a corner and you can barely see them, but it's
Right.
fucking terrifying. And according to people who have seen this movie, who are showing their friends and family, like, hey, you got to watch the best horror movie I've seen in a long time. When they get to that scene, you can't see anything.
Right.
And like that's kind of how TV has been for a while. And I don't know how it gets upscanned that way or what happens. It's definitely like a filter for each streaming service. Because Hulu is darker than everything. And then so they all must have their own brightness features when they get optimized. And so
Sure.
it's sad. And that's
Just like
why-
YouTube destroys audio,
right.
fucking annihilates it.
And this is why you need to go see movies in the theater. Now, I'm not saying you need to go see fucking Obsession in a 40x 70 millimeter, Nolan jerk yourself off movie, but I'm saying
For $75, you can see
you
it.
should, like, if you can and you have the time and you like to go out, go to see a movie in the movie theater because it's
Right.
a way different experience than watching it at home. Most of the
Yeah.
time, when I watch things at home, I might like it more if I had seen it in the theater. And at home, I'm like, that was whatever.
Streaming services have started to do something super weird, and we've kind of touched on it before, but like the audio, like the dialogue scenes and all that will be at a normal level. And
Extremely
then
compressed.
once the music hits, it's like just blaring. You're like, holy fuck. And it was even doing that on older movies,
Yep.
like Cape Fear, the original, and
Oh my God.
the remake. Like I was watching.
I was watching the
both.
remake. I was getting destroyed last night. I was like, oh
Right.
fuck, I gotta turn down.
Yeah, I'm like, holy hell. And it's, I've seen it. I can't remember if I went to see it in the theater, but I've definitely seen it on either VHS, on TV, on DVD, and it was never like that. And now, like any version I have checked out, it's just like you have to hold your remote the entire time because it's
Well, you
gonna.
remember like in like the 90s and early 2000s, like when things were on TV, everything had like an optimal sound level, and then
Yeah.
occasionally you get one of those channels where you like when they come back from commercial, it's like blasting loud, right?
Right.
But that would happen like once in a while. Everybody was pretty much like following some sort of standard.
Right.
I think now that we're in the wild west of like this is just a streaming service, so there's no fucking standards, right? It's like so like I think that's what's happening, right? Because it didn't happen before. And
yeah,
you can fuck with all the settings on your fucking sound bars or whatever, but like you're gonna have it doesn't matter. It's always gonna be fucking way too loud or way too quiet. And like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind putting on subtitles, but like sometimes I don't want to put on the subtitles.
Right. I mean, you shouldn't have to if it's perfectly legible as far as like listening to it. You know, you're like, why am I gonna have?
Yeah,
why
but
should I
if
read
you have to
this?
turn it down because it's too
Right.
loud, then
No,
you can't
I know.
hear
Yeah,
it. So it's like
that's
a
what I'm saying.
fucking
You shouldn't have to. But yeah, there used to be they used to level things out to where everything would be at the same.
Especially if you're like a poor schmuck like me who's got like in wall or in window fucking ACs. When the AC's on, you're like, oh fuck, here we go. Like, time to watch something. And then like when the AC goes off, you're like, I can't hear it now. It's too loud. It's a whole thing. It's a struggle. These are first world problems.
Absolutely.
They definitely are.
But it's still like crazy because, you know, I'll watch some movie on whatever service and it's doing that. And if I own the DVD and I decide to watch that, it's like perfectly equalized, like everything's, you know, just fixed so nothing's just like blasting me in the face. And I'm like, can you guys just not like scan the DVD version and put it on?
It's
like,
got to be how they upload it into their. It's how it sits and whatever they're hosting it through.
Yeah, something. But it's.
I mean, just like imagine
a problem.
Imagine fucking Obsession when she does the no scene, and you're like, fuck, turn down the volume.
Oh my god,
so fucking loud.
Oh, dude. So
we should get into it.
Yeah, this movie was a fun experience. My husband fell asleep a couple times.
In the theater or in person? I mean, on TV.
Theater.
In a theater.
And because of the loud parts, watching him wake the fuck up, it was one of the best movie experiences ever.
Fuck.
Does anyone have anything else?
No, I got no other news.
All right, well, that's been All right, we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna read the synopsis and then I'm gonna go on my rant because I just can't fucking take it.
Get it out of your system. Get it out of your system.
I need to.
What the point?
And it's not because it's not. Doesn't have anything to do with the movie. It's the fucking people that either love or like hate it. Anyway, all right. Baron.
This is a similar rant from Longlegs, but go
maybe. Baron Bear Bailey breaks a novelty charm to force his coworker Nikki Freeman. I like how they're using like full names in this synopsis to love him, but the supernatural compulsion warps her mind into violent obsession, trapping him in a nightmare he cannot wish away. Okay, what chaps screaming his ass? So, oh, dude, it's not even the movie, but this movie has a collection of like
I'm gonna go make a drink.
The most
good idea.
The most retarded takes from both ends of the spectrum. Like you have on the one side these like hardcore like feminazis just screeching about the patriarchy and autonomy, and on the other hand you have these Chad bros that are just like fucking chicks are crazy, bro, and it's and neither of which like either listen to or like just completely ignore what the actual director and the cast have said about the film. You know what I mean? And it's like, I get it. We live in the age of like clicks and we need to create controversy and all this stuff. Like, I get it. And a lot of the comments in the comment sections, they're absolutely bots or just nefarious people doing things to create all this nonsense. But it's like, dude, it's annoying because it keeps on coming up in my feeds all the time. Because I'll watch like an interview and I've watched dozens of interviews at this point with Curry Barker. So it'll be in my feed because I'll see someone's take and I'm like, oh my God. Okay. And then I'll go search for what they're saying and see what the actual guy who made the film has to say. And of course,
dude, it's always this way, right?
I know, but
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, but this is crazy.
He's going to say, oh, I just did that because it was cool. Or I just wrote it that way.
Well, no,
and like people are interpreting it how they want to interpret it,
but that's art.
Yeah, but
totally.
But intent
that's
does
what makes
matter.
it a good movie, right? Because it has a conversation.
Well,
without
he's
him
smart.
needing it to.
He's smart.
No, he knows what he's doing.
He knows exactly.
Now he knows what he's doing,
right.
but he didn't do it on purpose that way.
At the beginning, look, the rating. I'll say this: like when you look at the movie and the reason it got the ratings, and even at the beginning of the movie, it says sexual assault at the very beginning. Like when it says this is rated R because of like whatever nudity, violence, da da da. Sexual assault was on there. And that's what was funny because before I saw this, someone at my work had told me about it, and everything she described was this movie being scary, and she's younger than me, and she never mentioned anything about that. And she gave me pretty much most of the synopsis. So then when I saw that, I was like, weird they'd mention it. And then I was like, okay, yeah.
Right. But
right. Yes.
I know what they're all doing.
It's there, but it's not.
But is it? Here's the thing. People like to conflate. We live in a time now where people like to conflate words and definitions and change definitions to fit whatever the thing. The biggest issue I have is obviously everyone's like, we'll talk about what we liked and didn't like about it, but I just need to get this rant over with. So they're talking about the villains, right? Villains.
Shit.
So
Here you go.
here's the thing. Antagonist is not the same thing as a villain. A villain can be the antagonist, but the antagonist is just the person that's opposite of the protagonist. It doesn't mean they're bad.
Here's the answer.
I'll definitely cut that part out. Yes, but like villain is specific. It means the person is evil and they're doing things intentionally to be bad. Like that's the thing. Right. And people like to keep pushing. I mean, you could debate like no one's good in this movie. Like everyone's flawed and everyone is selfish and everyone makes bad decisions. And there's certain people that make worse decisions and that's fine. But like when the director, even Curry Barker is saying stuff like he's describing Bear, and this has been like the thing that people are like, fucking men, he's evil and blah, blah, blah. And he's the villain. And it's like, look, he is a selfish and flawed person who makes bad decisions, but he's just the antagonist. Like none of this is intentionally bad. But the part that's super ironic is like all of the decisions he makes and all of the things that he does that people are like pointing to and be like, he's the villain. It's like, dude, all of you have either done, said, or would do the same thing in those situations because, you know, when you're in that, like it's a crazy situation just from the jump. So it's like people, but again, we're in the time where like everybody wants to be the person. It's like, I get what the real meaning of this is. So they're like, oh, it's about this. Okay. And it's like, oh God.
Well, here's the thing that pisses me off about all of it. Let's take reality and throw it out the window.
Right.
Okay? From the beginning of time, love potion number 9, fucking the Revenge of the Nerds, he has sex with a girl in the dark, which is basically rape, who he ends up marrying. She thinks it's another dude.
Right.
Not until recently have people been being like, oh my God, that was rape. Yes, probably literally. Yeah, it was. Whatever. Right. But there's always like I said, like love potion stuff, wishes, spells, whatever. The Revenge of the Nerds thing isn't even a spell. It was quite literal, like hanging out in the dark, banging, like haunted house or whatever it was.
Under nefarious circumstances. Right.
But here's the thing. Was Bear a douche? Totally. Did he have times where he probably believed Nikki was really under a spell and not really her and kept going with it? Yeah. Was that wrong? Probably. But let's just all pretend that you are in your life right now, your current life, and you go in a fucking store, some hippie bullshit store, and there's literally a toy that looks like it's from the 50s. And you buy it. I've bought tchotchke stuff like that all the time. Magic 8 Ball, whatever. You fucking make a wish. And after a night of someone already kind of giving you mixed messages that you've known forever and that you like, you make this wish.
That part.
And then she immediately starts acting like, I'm coming in, maybe I'm not, maybe you should come with me, which people do when they're not sure, whatever. And then you end up having a romantic relationship for a while. Then weird shit starts happening. Flash forward, you get weirded out, you call this number, and then you kind of find out there was a wish. It was really a wish. But would you still really believe it was a wish? You know, like, let's live in reality for a bit. So all these people trying to, like, pin this, like, oh, he's so gross, sexual assault, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is a fairy tale, right? This is, like, an alternate reality where literally a tchotchke you buy from a store grants you a wish. So if you want to bring this into, like, why guys suck in reality, like, let's think of it as if it happened in real life and how the fuck you would react if you fucking broke a piece of plastic and something happened.
I think the argument for him sucking, though, comes more from when he had like multiple ways to get out of it. And
but there was only two. It was kill himself or kill her. And if you're like, who would?
No, because he was like, I want to alter the wish, right? So it's like,
right.
Anybody would have said that at first, though.
Anybody would be like,
anyone.
Oh shit! There's this thing that I finally got, but it's like
so then
weird.
What about after the point where she's like, kill me?
Okay, so when he asked to alter the wish, what was he going to alter it to? Because you don't know. He may have said he wanted his wish to be altered to, like, if she loves me, I want to be with her forever.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is that
I get it.
He is trying to fix it. It doesn't make him good or bad. But what I'm saying is he's not great, but he's not the devil.
Well,
and the whole thing of her being like, it's not really me, and the Polaroid and the cat thing. If you were a real fucking person in reality, you'd be like, whoa, the person I'm with is going through it. Like, I need to figure out how to help them.
As soon as the cat thing happened, that's where you leave. That's where you leave.
Or you really try to get them help, but like,
yeah. Well, you can get them help and kind of see yourself out.
But if people do not think that there are relationships, obviously this is not reality and it's an extreme, but if people don't think that there are not relationships where people are going through like crazy shit, like
crazy emotional stuff.
Like mourning, like people in mourning have like hurt themselves, done crazy stuff, or people with anything, losing jobs, whatever, and still aren't having sex during that time. Like there is a subset of people that are overly emotional, that like, just like people who only fucking fight and they're bored unless they are fucking or fighting, you know?
It's the excitement. It's like the ebbs and flows and the peaks and valleys of like, oh, okay, now we need to make up and everything's going to be amazing.
Yep. Bipolar, manic, depressive, people with these things are the same sort of way. Like I have dated dudes who would be like freaking out, screaming bloody murder, and then be like, no, come here, like, let's have sex. And I'm like, well, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
So like this mirrors real mental illness in a lot of ways. But I hate that people are just so hyper focused on him and this like sexual assault sort of thing, where I'm like, no, like I've known girls and men, like women and men with like serious emotional problems that would be fucking off their rocker doing crazy shit and then being like, oh, like lay with me, but then being like, oh, get off me, or, you know, whatever.
I have a great personal story that is wonderful to tell.
Oh, do it. We love that.
Because it is very similar to exactly what you just said. I was talking to a girl and they...
And Chris Hansen walked in.
I would have been saved. And they were like an internet YouTuber celebrity. Like they had like 500,000 followers on YouTube, right?
Right.
And what they do for a living or their life is they live in their car and they document them, right? So anyway, they're from the area that I lived, and we like met up for a date and a couple dates. And after like day number 2, which was like the day after the first day, she was already talking about like marriage and weird shit like that, right?
You're going to live in my car with me, Michael.
Right. Well, like just weird things like that, just like all this sort of stuff. And like I already knew that she was coming home for like some mental health stuff, but like it was like, oh, I got to see my doctor to get my meds checked. Not like, and that was the extent of it. Mind you, this is like date number 2 on day number 2.
Right.
So then like on day number 3, there was something that like Oubliette just brought up, which was like, we were messing around all night and it'd be like, no. Okay, no. And then like when it got to the point of like, we were basically gonna do everything, she was like, stop, I'm saving myself for Jesus. Right. And like, I was like, oh, all right, cool. No worries. And then this is where it turns into a horror movie. They then got on the floor of my bedroom at like 3:30 in the morning and started like violently shaking and crying, and then got quiet. And I was like, hey, are you okay? And they were only whispering, kind of like in this movie. And they were like, I'm like, why are you whispering? She's like, if I talk too loud, they can hear me. And I was like, who's they? She's like, the reason why I wear this watch is so I can monitor them. I'm like, who? She's like, the people who replaced my organs with robot parts.
Yes.
And then my heart sank and I was terrified. I said, oh, okay. Like, let me get you a blanket. Let me get you a pillow and just hang right here. I immediately run downstairs to my roommate who was like, I live in this big house with a bunch of different like people who were either chefs or restaurant people or firemen. And my roommate who was a fireman, also like extreme raver, is up at 5 a.m. doing like fucking every sort of drug under the sun with some girl. And they're sitting there watching like fucking 1995's like Karate Masters from Fox 5, some ridiculous show. I'm like, dude, you're never going to believe it. His pupils are like to the moon. And I'm explaining what happened. He's like, fuck. I'm like, so I'm going to go take a shower because I got work in like an hour because it's now 6 a.m. and this has been going on all night.
Right.
It's like, I just don't want to be murdered in the shower. So anyway,
right.
I got that person up and out. And the next morning, like we drove to like, I walked her to her car and she's like, so when am I going to see you again? I'm like, oh, like soon, like real soon. I was like, we just got to just get to your doctor and see what your doctor says. And then like immediately, as soon as I left, I like texted her. I was like, yeah, I don't know, this is moving too fast. This is like day 3 of all that.
Right.
So to go back to Obsession, somebody who is acting like Nikki is acting, if we're going to turn things on its head, that does exist as well. Whereas there's this like hyper. Now, mind you, she never acted like that before. And he knew her for like a decade. So that's why it's a little questionable. Yeah.
Of course. I had a guy throw 30 tacos at my house
Right.
after knowing him for 24 hours.
But was he okay? Yeah, but see, he knew
and
this
then
girl,
try to break in. And he was
knew Nikki
military
for like a
and had
decade, right?
Brought out
He
a
had,
gun.
a super crush on her.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the movie starts with him like talking about like having like trying
He
to.
did, but when everything goes crazy is way after the falling in love montage, feeding each other, being cute,
Right. Being cool
like,
and like everything's
Like,
falling
shit was
in-
cool. Yeah. Shit
falling
was cool
in
for,
love.
like, what was it? But it was only but it was only 7 days.
right. But I mean, it's still like, oh, everything's normal. And then the last 2 days turn like batshit crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
it's a thing where like, again, nothing to the movie. The movie's actually good. But the people that are doing this, and I get it, it's fucking social media and they need their fucking clicks and all that. But some people really like don't want to be objective about it. And they need like a hero and a villain.
Oh, it's black and
they-
white. Yeah.
And it's like, even Barker says it, like they're all kind of flawed people. And if you watch it, they're all kind of shitbags. Like they're all selfish because everybody in it kind of has an angle that only benefits them. Like from Ian starting the movie off being like, what? That whole thing that you just told this waitress, that the waitress is like, yeah, this is great. Do that. He's like, no, bro, that's fucking cringy because he's banging Nikki. They've been having a thing. So he's like, I don't want to lose freaky Nikki. To even what was her name? The Annie Richter's daughter, Sarah. Like she's doing shit to Bear. That's like, because she has a thing for him. And it's like, even Nikki, like you alluded to earlier, Oubliette, and I'm glad you said that. After they leave the Jenga night, or not Jenga, after they leave the bar, right before Bear takes her home, like they're having their little group talk, and she's 1000% shooting Bear like little flirty like looks and like smiles. And like there's a difference between like it. I always tell people to do this. Okay, replace that girl or guy doing that thing with the opposite sex. If they were just friends, if that was his friend giving him those looks, he'd be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's like, oh, you're cute.
Right.
Like,
And she knows that he likes her. So
exactly.
Oh, totally.
And then people that are flipping out and being like,
People don't want to admit that Nikki was kind of a bitch and she was
right.
playing,
Wasn't she
she was
using him to get a
emotionally
ride home at some
playing.
point?
Yes, she was
Right.
emotionally playing everybody just to be the center of attention. Meanwhile, negging her friend who liked Bear, but she kind of told, I think, Bear that she liked him. Like, it's so weird.
I didn't watch it the
She's
second
just
time,
that
but There was
girl.
a whole thing about her dad being sick as well, right? Like that was a manipulated thing that she was using.
well,
right?
I'm going to bring that up in part of my like dislikes because
okay.
there's things about it. Like, I'll just say this and I'll get to what I liked about it. But yeah, like you're saying, like she kind of sucks too, because she's kind of working everybody and doing the thing. Like Ian sucks. Sarah kind of has her angle. Like they're all nice. Like none of them are like nefarious or like bad people, but they're just young, selfish kids that are doing stuff for them, and they're all kind of emotionally not probably the best. You know, obviously Bear isn't, because his grandma died, and he's just like kind of a weak, selfish person, which is like kind of the worst combination
Incel,
to be. Right.
Yeah. Basement dweller is what we
right.
call them.
You know, and it's just like, but they all do stuff to each other or all within the group that is like, dude, that's not cool. And
Ian's Bear banging Nikki, hasn't told Bear, even though he knows Bear likes Nikki. And
right, but that's the part that people are like, because you see people bring up that,
I don't know. I feel like that situation has happened to everybody.
Dude, exactly.
Knew, right?
Totally.
But people will bring that up and be like, he should have, they should have told Bear that they were doing it. And other people are like, well, that's none of their business and blah, 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 which is true.
It is. If it's a situation, if it's just fucking, like, you don't need to tell anybody. Even if you're dating, you don't need to tell anybody, honestly.
Exactly.
Maybe they're trying to save the sanctity of the whole group.
Right.
The friendship group.
If you're friends in a friend group and that's happening, and one of your other friends is like actively trying to like get the courage to like do the thing, you don't have an obligation to tell them your personal stuff, but morally it would be the right thing to do, to be like, hey, since you're like, you obviously feel this way.
Other friend tried to tell him that, like at one point.
She did, yeah.
She did.
The guy,
but, like, it was like too late at that point.
Right. Yeah. But it's like, there's morally right things that you should do that you don't have to do, and it's nobody's business. But just to be honest, so everything doesn't turn fucking crazy.
Right. And
like,
it also makes more sense now too, like that his friend, the guy, was so mad at that point too, because he had been with her and up until that point.
Right.
So it explains why he's also just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what's going on?
And again, people just want to cling to like one extreme or the other instead of just being objective, or being like, even coming from like Curry Barker and that whole group, they're a bunch of like later millennials, early Gen Z, like trolls that are doing these YouTube things that kind of like poke fun at all the stereotypes of just like people in general. Like, did you see the milkshake, the 50s diner thing he did?
I didn't. I saw his other short.
This? Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah. But it's a funny thing. It's like him and I think Ian, or maybe another friend, with like a black friend and like he might have been Hispanic or like some sort of Middle Eastern, it was, but they were obviously the minorities, and they're like, dude, let's go check out this awesome like 50s diner. Like, it'll be cool. It's like, it'll be back in the day. And the black friend's like, I don't think you understand. Like, it may not be cool for me. And they're like, no, dude, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And of course they go, and it's like the black friends getting, the two minority friends are getting thrown out or whatever. And then, Curry Barker and the other white guy come like around back to like, oh dude, like, we're super sorry, blah blah blah, and then I think Curry Barker's like, yeah, you know what, but they did really have good milkshakes. And then the other, like the Mexican friend, was like, you know what, they actually did have, you know what I mean? So it's
maybe
like,
I did see that.
Yeah, so it's familiar.
Like his comedy is really well.
It is, and it's and people like want to make him, put him in like a certain box, and it's like, dude, he kind of trolls everybody. So like, you have to understand.
I mean, that's the way you have to do it.
Yeah.
Well, he was saying that like one of his big influences was like Key and Peele, right? And like that style of humor. But I think, like, because they're so over the top, and I think that in Jordan Peele's movies, the humor isn't really hitting the way that like, Key and Peele humor hits. But I think in Curry Barker's movie and in the shorts that I've seen of his absurdist comedy and like his comedy is way more over the top.
Right.
And I think in this movie, the parts that were funny were that and I guess I'll put this in one of my likes, but like he has nailed the awkward comedy thing, right?
Oh,
like
for sure.
The awkward silence. Like usually for me, like that's not the type of comedy I like. Like I don't really love like super awkward or dead silent, like awkward funny stuff. Like I think Jonah Hill kind of nails it in like Superbad, but in other times, like that sort of comedy doesn't really hit for me. And I think in this case, in horror movies, like that stuff is really great because it lends for like breathing. But it wasn't directly funny. It was just like so over the top and like still working like that.
Well,
giant speech she gives at the basement party with the fucking poem she reads. Like, fucking batshit, but also hilarious.
Right.
I
Well,
love that part.
That's part of my likes too, is that this could have very easily been an Ash versus Evil Dead, Tucker and Dale comedy horror, like super easily.
Well,
Like-
if they changed the music, because
She should do an Evil Dead movie.
Right. But I mean, it's like there's funny parts that if you just change the tone a little bit and maybe a little bit more camp, like it'll be a ridiculously funny horror comedy. But he keeps it. He does a good job. Like directing and the acting is good, and to keep the comedy just under the surface to where you can laugh at it, but
it's under there. Yeah.
It makes things it makes a real situation uncomfortable. And that's the other thing, like that I feel like people are missing, like intentionally, I feel like, because, okay, we'll get to the One Wish Willow. It's even in the tag line of the movie, like, be careful what you wish for. And he goes on to talk about, he got the idea from a Simpsons episode where they were talking about the monkey's paw. And this is just every trope of the Twilight Zone and just, everything. It's like, be careful what you wish for. And that's the whole crux of this movie, which again, people are like, no, it's about rape. And I'm like, dude, have you watched anything with this trope? Like, this isn't a new, this movie isn't new.
No,
The
execution is new.
Right. And it's like, and he did that well. And I love that he used a classic trope. And I like how he portrayed everybody, which again, they would do a lot in the Twilight Zone, is they kind of make everybody involved. Like, very rarely is there like one just genuinely good person. Like, everyone kind of is like, makes a bad decision based on their own selfish needs. And he does that great with the entire friend group. And it to me, it ends up being like a very dysfunctional Romeo and Juliet at the end. But like, I all the stuff he did well, like he did really well.
Which was a last minute change too, which is crazy. The ending, right? You've heard that. Like, that was like not how they were going to end it. Mm-hmm. And it was the actor who played Bear. It was his idea, right? To be like, we should do this.
Cooper, or no, that's Ian.
Oh, was it his?
Johnson?
I thought it was
Michael Johnston.
No, I think it was his idea. He's like, what happens if we do it this way? And like Curry Barker was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, that's a great director to be like, not like have any sort of list, like, because then you have the options, right? You can edit it and be like, this is how it lands this way or that way. Like, I'm sure that's what they did. But yeah.
Right. What things did you like about it, Juliet?
So, despite everybody online pissing me off with turning this just into a sexual assault movie and like the reason you can't trust men movie, which there are plenty of reasons, but this movie doesn't really exhibit most.
Is that
of
why you
them.
named him Bear? Because the bear versus the girl?
Yeah, in the woods.
I know. Like,
He was
That's
like, no.
exactly it. That's
He was
exactly
like, I
why.
just picked names that were not normal names so people would remember them.
yeah.
Right.
Like full names. He talks about the full name thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Baron.
I actually really liked this movie and found it pretty refreshing in the theater. I very much think it is in the vein of Talk to Me, but possibly a little better. And Talk to Me was another one that impressed me. There's a lot of like art house horror and like horror that makes everybody think more about everything. And now the way people think about things is much different than they used to in the 80s and 90s when people were just doing a bunch of cocaine and like going over the top with what they thought about movies when they looked into them. Now it's more about, everything is about trauma, which I guess it always was, but now people
Do the
approach
hyperfixate on
trauma very differently. Well, it's funny because I think so too, but then I looked back on some stuff and, people did talk and associate with lots of trauma in previous movies, but in a very different way, in more of a survivor sort of. I don't want to say
so this
survivor
is
sort of way. It was just different.
Right.
It's just
But
like
it's a
people.
generation of kids who were young during a pandemic for a few years, who have these fears and this whole incel culture, and they are also a culture or a generation just like outside of my generation and our generation,
titty babies.
like where they like fucking went to therapy, right?
Oh, dude,
like,
they're on
way
all
more-
kinds of meds
They're
too.
way more into that side of things than any of us were or are.
Oh, well, I know, but even people our age are now too. Like, I won't
Right.
Yes,
mention
now,
names,
yes,
but a
now,
lot
but,
of
like,
people
but
I'm
it's not
friends
the
with are just like, yeah, therapy last night. And they're all like, yeah, I won't date someone unless they see a therapist. And I'm like, fucking really? I'm still raw dogging it.
Oh yeah.
No, totally. But what I'm saying is that because this generation of filmmakers and these young people are making movies, like their life experience of the world plus the therapy that they're going to, like this,
Yeah.
they are way more in tune of like their fears than like I feel like at least I can only speak of my generation.
But I feel like they
nowadays,
create
it's just
more
like,
fears that way.
Yeah.
totally, because they live in a world that are just fears on the internet. Like it's just like
Right. Yeah,
these,
well,
like,
yeah.
you know, and like these are real fears. Don't get me wrong, but like you got to live your life, and like I
Right.
think
Well,
that's kind of what a lot of the
Yeah,
movies are about.
there's a
you know?
lot of people that have been conditioned to be just like terrified, and then, oh my God, there's something wrong, instead of addressing it or like, exercise or like doing something positive. They're like, I got to go to my therapist and I need to ask him
And dwell.
or just I need to ask him to put me on some sort of psych med. I need something to medicate. And a lot of times that shit makes things worse if it's suppressing it to the point where like if it does come out, like you can't cope with that feeling or reality. So they're just like,
I don't know.
but
Like for me, I'm more like, I'm scared if I'm at home by myself that like someone's going to break down the door and rob
Right.
me from back in the day. Or if I'm like in a super bad town, like part of town, walking to my car, I have like my little mace or like knife on me, but still I'm always like, somebody could come up, but I'm not necessarily like actively scared. Whereas I feel like this generation is like, so I like went to this bar and I was waiting for the bartender, and while I was waiting, this guy came up next to me and was like, "Oh, I know the bartender. I'll call her over and I'll buy your beer too." And like, I didn't know him.
oh yeah, because they've been like conditioned to be like everything's terrifying.
And I'm
Everyone's
like,
out to
"Girl,
get
take
me."
the free drink. Take
Right.
the free drink. Say hello. Meet a person."
Yeah, watch them pour it or get you your beer. Make sure he doesn't put anything in it and just take it. Like,
Yeah, for Christ's
be
sakes,
aware.
I'm married. And the rare times my husband and I might go out to a bar, if one of us went up to get a drink and somebody offered to buy them one, the other one would be in the background with like thumbs up,
right,
like,
right.
order two.
Well, again,
You
that's
just save some money.
yeah, that's part of our, like
Good job.
our generation being brought up with like, again, like raw dogging it, dude. Like, fuck it, gun it and run it, and we'll deal with whatever the
Oh yeah, we're
consequences
the part
are.
of the generation that somebody said there's a party going on, and
Yeah,
you
you're
know
like,
whose party it was
No.
That's
or where
fucking
you were
good.
going.
Right.
You just knew there was a party.
Yeah,
Actually, it just reminded me when Terry's band played Snappers, I was there like 2 times ago or whatever, and I went to buy a drink, and the bartenders were ignoring me because it's a dive bar and they don't know me. And this younger guy next to me saw it, and so he kind of like snapped and was like, "Hey," knew the girl's name, was like, "This girl's been waiting for a while."
right.
And I looked at him and said, "Thanks." And I ordered a beer and I said, like, "Here," and whatever he's having. And the bartender was like, "Cool." And then she gave a weird look to the girl next to her. And the girl next to her was like, "That's my boyfriend. Don't buy him a drink." And I was like, it's a thank you drink.
Right.
It's a thank you drink. And
Right.
also he's like 20 years younger than me and I'm married,
Right.
and he's disgusting, but whatever.
Roadblocks. That's all those are.
Yeah.
Ugh,
But it saved me a
just
few bucks.
rules.
Yeah.
Did
Like-
anybody see this movie in the theater? Did you guys see it in the theater?
No.
Yeah, I did. And my husband fell asleep 3 times. So
I've
he
been in
was
the theater-
asleep during the car scene. And
Yeah.
Oh, dude!
when the brick hits her, he fucking jumped out of his seat, and the kids next to me that were all like probably now the theaters sell blankets, which I think is creepy as fuck because these kids were doing whatever under the blanket next to us, but like they just stopped and started like
for them.
laughing because my
Exactly.
husband just like shot up at that part and then acted like he wasn't asleep. I looked and was like, "Oh, you're awake," and he's like, "I didn't fall asleep." I'm like,
Wait, how old are
okay.
the kids next to you? Like 20s, like early 20s?
Like 16, 17.
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
Get
Real
after it, get after it, youngins.
Yeah.
There were a lot of young kids in the theater I saw, and everybody was fucking glued in. And there was a couple of people like talking, like, "Oh my god, this shit's crazy," and like I was hearing like little things. But like
Yeah.
they were like edge of their seat too. And I was proud of them because I was like, I don't think I've been to a movie with like young people at a horror movie that were like paying attention.
So
Yeah.
it was funny. So, okay. So also with things, we'll keep with the same things I like. Like, I really was surprised and liked this movie, but it was funny walking out. There were people who like mad hated it. Just were like, I don't even understand this movie. Why did people like it? Why would I even watch? Like, why do people watch
Those
this?
are the people who've never
And I
watched a
was
movie
like-
that ends poorly, right? Like that
No.
has like a rough ending.
Right. No, they were all like teenagers, but it was hilarious because I was just like, fuck yeah, you just spent money on that. Fuck you.
Nah, yeah, but they've never seen anything that ends like negative, right? You know, like sometimes you see a movie, you're like, I gotta take a shower after that. Or like
I don't know. Those fucking kids watch like A Fault in the Stars and all that depressing like
Yeah, but
cancer
that's like-
romance teen shit. So
Yeah, but that's
whatever.
like
That is
cancer.
way worse.
That's not like fucking like it's like, you know, murder suicide shit. Like fucking
Murder suicide is much more relatable.
I guess so,
Yeah.
but not in this sense of things. Not like
Yeah,
supernatural ways.
Depends on your group of friends, I guess.
It's true.
If anyone doesn't have anything else positive to say, I want to get into.
Oh yeah, no, I have positive things. I have like,
yeah, Terry didn't go. Indy, that girl Indy needs to win a fucking Oscar, hands down.
she's amazing. So yeah, I was gonna say all the actors. There's not really a lot of them, like the core four,
Right.
or 3, 4. They were all really, really good in what their assignments were.
Absolutely.
And then even the party scene, which is probably where the most other characters are involved, everybody played their roles really well. I thought that spin the bottle scene kind of thing, right? It was like fucking awesome.
The Jenga. Yeah.
The Jenga, yeah, that shit was fucking
So good.
so good. And just like the comic relief of the One Wish Willow store, also like really great tension breakers. Like, because the movie is super fucking tense and the music is part of that. Like, it is a lot of swelling and it is, you know, for the jump scares that exist in the movie, I didn't think they were cheap. I don't love jump scares at all. And I'm not really a big fan of when people walk quirky and weird in movies. I think it's a cheap thing and like it usually looks bad, but I thought this was done really, really well
Right.
for what they were trying to convey. Because when she did it, I was like, oh, like she's like, this is way more fucking fucked up than just like, I'm gonna walk like a spider now.
Well,
So, like, you know, or like my knees are gonna bend the other way for some
Right.
reason.
Right.
You know, like,
He did a good job with the lighting because there's
Yeah.
some parts
And the makeup.
you know, especially the parts where like if she was in the corner or something, you could just barely see her. Like the makeup they would have her wearing to where she was like smiling real big or like frowning would like with the lighting would kind of distort the face. So it looked like her face was being
Yes.
weird and distorted.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't, but it was just like the lighting.
there's a
with the
lot of
makeup, so-
eyes playing tricks on you this whole movie.
sure. Yeah.
Especially because you know you're waiting for something to happen. Every time that someone goes into the bathroom, there's like a fucking fear of being on edge because you know someone's waiting for them outside or in there with them. The just like everything was really good. Like I you know, like I really don't have too much bad to say. I can just kind of gush over like a lot of the good about it. And that's like the lighting, the makeup, the sound design, the just kind of like it's kind of a simple story, right? It's that, like you said,
Yeah.
it's the wish story, you know? And
Right.
so, even like the fucking part where his friend's like, I wish for $1 billion, right? Like fucking like,
That was
Right.
so good.
fucking brilliant. Like that shit was just like, this is just like, okay, like we are, right? And yeah, did it end perfect? I think so, because she's left holding the bag. She got fucked more than anybody, because she's
Right.
gonna wake up and the cops are gonna come and her blood
Right.
and handprints are on everybody.
Which is
Right.
the Shakespearean Romeo and Juliet part where it's like, oh my God, I think you're dead. So I'm going to take the poison because I want to be with you.
Yeah.
Oh, but it wasn't, you know, where she wishes like, oh, I want him to be in love with me or like
The
whatever.
one thing I didn't
Right.
like, and I feel like it would have played better somewhere else in the movie. Like I wonder if this scene was shot and meant to go somewhere else. The scene in the car with the friend when she's gonna tell him like how she's felt this whole time and why she didn't go to college and all this shit. Like, and they're playing like the she's gonna be somebody's baby kind of vibe from like fucking, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Like you're getting like this like super 80s trope, and I was dying laughing because I'm like, wow, like how did we get here? Like this, like all this crazy shit's going on. Now she's gonna profess her love to him, and then you get that big surprise. Like that shit was fucking awesome. But but I feel like it was kind of out of nowhere, right? Like I feel like we didn't get enough of that character to know that she had these feelings for him. Like I think there was like we're missing like a scene or two between them. There's to really send that home.
There's a few things in this which fall into my like dislikes where I'm like, I wish there was a little more elaborated on that to make things make a little more sense.
But not much, because I didn't want the movie to be long. The movie already felt like it felt good.
Was a little.
It didn't feel long, but it didn't feel. I didn't feel like they left anything out. But I did feel like this is a great, amazing scene. But I feel like there's some levity missing here, and I didn't know exactly what it was.
And also, like the worst idea ever. Like you've already seen this chick go bananas and mutilate herself.
She's coming.
Like. Why would you get the guy out? But that just goes back to my thing where it's like none of these people.
Bear is a dumbass. Bear is a dumbass.
Right.
That is the whole point of the movie. He's a fucking dummy.
He is a dummy. He's a dummy.
But he is. But everyone is
once he eats
selfish.
his cat, that's where
everybody is selfish in this. Like, what would make Sarah think it's going to be a great idea? Like this whole interaction is going to end well if I either show up at his place, like I said I was going to, unless he meets me, with this chick who just shoved a bottle into her face in front of everybody. Or I get him, I get him to sneak out of the house and come meet me. Like, she wouldn't wake up and be like, I'm going to track him down and go find him, and then things will end badly. Like, everyone's like, I'm just thinking about me and my feelings.
And aren't we only like 2 weeks into this still? Like, isn't it only like a 2 to 3 week period?
Yeah, but if you're the friend, right, and you saw that party, who knows if, like, you thought that girl, Nikki, was on drugs or super drunk. Because remember, they're concerned about her and they think she's spinning out. So, like,
dad's sick.
I don't think she necessarily thought by telling Bear to meet her in the park or whatever that Nikki was going to show up and fucking smash her
she doesn't know that he
face into a pancake.
Yeah, but dude, you gotta, if a chick flips out and breaks a vodka bottle and stabs herself in the face, you're like, you know what?
I don't know, girls in high school were crazy.
Right. I'm not going to put my friend in any sort of position. Point? Yeah,
they are. I'm just saying hormones. Girls are fucking, and men, everyone, like boys, 21. Everyone, people go through nut shit. But the fact that Bear just kind of checks to see if she's kind of asleep or whatever and sneaks out.
Stupid.
And then while that girl's talking to him in the car, you can see he's digging on her and he's like, man, maybe she's the one I should be. Like, you see it in his eyes and you're like, you dumb motherfucker. You know she's about to die. She's about to die.
But he could be like, he could have done like, I didn't know this whole time, because he's been so hyper focused on Nikki even before the wish that he didn't realize that, like, the girl, his best friend, was like the one, right? Like, that's like such the trope, right? That's been done in a million movies.
Of course.
Well, so like, it's a good setup for that. I did not see that coming. And I don't know.
What you were saying too, and I'll riff off of that, is one of the things I didn't like is, and first of all, Curry Barker is a genius because he tells people just enough to let them kind of like run wild with theories and this and that and like create all this like talk and drama and keep people talking about this. I wanted, but he fucks up, because when he talks about the one wish willow, he's like, no, it's not curse or whatever. There's only bad wishes, right? And we do this whole thing where you have to be very specific on the thing you wish, and that's fine. But with the one wish willow, I wish there was a little more kind of like elaboration, even when he like called, because even the call is just kind of like, if it's not cursed, then you wouldn't take someone's like soul out of them and replace it with something else.
Right.
It would just be them. Like, then that.
I think Oob said it in the beginning. When he calls, does he say, do you want to speak to her right now?
Yes. Yeah. And she's just like screaming in the back. And that's why she keeps on coming in and out, because there's like parts where it's like whatever is possessing her kind of goes to sleep and she
It's
can like
not
peek
explained
through.
really.
Right,
Oh,
right.
have you
Right.
guys seen the theory that it's the cat?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I have seen that theory.
That shit made me laugh so hard. Like,
Which
because
would
how
be-
she's
which would
she's
be
in the
great.
corner. She's in the corner with the crazy eyes and the
Right.
makeup and
Yeah,
like
she pees at
everything.
the front door waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just sits there like an animal. Like, I still hope that that's actually what Curry Barker wanted to do, and he just won't admit to it just to fucking
Which would
piss
be-
people off who
which would
got
be
so
genius.
excited they figured it out.
Yeah, which would be genius. But I'm like, man, I wish they would have just brought up, because even in the
What would a cat wish was one wish, Willow?
right.
Well, so
For my master
talks
to
about-
love me more than anything.
He was
Right.
talking about that. He wants to do like a series, right?
Right,
like,
right.
You could explore
He
the
could.
lore way more.
For sure. But
series.
even in the shop scenes, like the one in the beginning where he buys it and then when he goes back and tries to like figure it out, they're just like, yeah, like whatever. And then when he comes back, or when he first buys it, she's like, dude, people are coming in and it's like people want to change her and they're not happy with it. And then the guy at the end is like, hey, like gives him his spiel. But like, I wish at least someone would have said at some point, like, oh, or like a warning that he didn't read on the box was like, hey, if you try to manipulate something natural into being like a different way, like that's when it goes bad. So be careful when you're doing it.
It wouldn't
like
work
that.
because that's wishes are manipulating things to begin with.
No, but I'm saying like, like a person's feelings or a person's like health, like you need to be very specific because it
Yeah,
gets
it's like
it
the
gets a little
genie in
weird.
Aladdin.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then I'd be like, okay, it kind of touches on it. But then when Barker is saying like, no, it's not cursed, I'm like, well, dude, it kind of is if it's pulling someone's soul out of them and replacing it with something else, because
But we
it's
still don't get told that's what happens. We're assuming that's happening.
Yeah, but even the Polaroid that says it's not me, I mean,
Right.
either that or I guess he could say that her being forced to fall in love with him developed some sort of split personality disorder
yeah,
where
that
like
could be a thing too.
where it just didn't like hit all the way and like there was a
Right.
little bleep that kept coming out like, wait,
Well,
what the fuck's going on?
This is like where the fine line between like what makes a movie great and not is.
Right.
We could
Well,
talk about it forever, right? Like
True.
like this creates a discussion forever
sure,
of like,
for sure. And
what does this mean? Like
because also you brought up her dad having cancer a bunch, and as soon as he breaks it and she starts acting like bipolar in the car and like or whatever, she creates that lie. So like from the beginning, whatever she's turning into is like kind of evil and like underhanded, because she already starts off with like a lie, like my dad has cancer, and it's like
she's trying to do anything to get close to him.
yeah. So it's like it's already perverted somehow.
Right.
But then like again, it alludes to like, okay, well, the real Nikki isn't in her anymore.
Right. Well, she plays it really well because she keeps stopping herself.
Right.
She's like, wait, what am I doing?
Right.
Like, so it's like not fully taken over.
So it just for me, it creates like a little confusion on, which would be fine if Barker didn't say like, well, no, it's not cursed. It's the thing. It's like, well, okay, well, that doesn't jive with like what's happening, because it seems like she's possessed by some sort of like evil demon.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's like, well,
right. Although they tried to explain when she starts walking crazy that it's like her battling the
right. So it's like
cursed inside her.
I wish they would have just given a little more clarity on that, because it would have made it make a little more sense. And for him to be like, oh, well, I fucked up. Like
Right, but
I didn't read the instructions.
Make more sense, make the movie better or worse, and that's kind of because the explanation he could give could be really lame, right?
Right. So I mean, it's fine the way it is.
Less is
but-
more sometimes.
Right.
This might be one of those cases.
Right. I just wish he wouldn't have actually given interviews and be like, no, it's not, because
Because think about like Evil
in the
Dead,
movie,
without the
it
book,
definitely
without
seems
the
like
book. We don't really have a reason, right? It's just happening.
Right.
So like
and
the
it's-
book is important. And so like I guess in this movie, it's the One Wish Willow is the book, right? And so we
Totally.
don't really get the full rules of the book. We know that Ash has to say the three, things, but like
Right.
But like in the One Wish Willow, you just have to say the wish and just like be specific.
Right. But even, and it's one of the things I like to go back to that he did is you can tell a lot of influences he's pulled from. And Pet Sematary was totally one. It's just the same trope. Be careful what you wish for, like,
Right.
that is better, like if something happens naturally.
Say it. Again,
Dead is better.
There you go.
Sometimes
Don't
dead
go
is
up that
better.
road.
there we go.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, if you're perverting something that's happening naturally and forcing it to be something it's not, like it goes bad. And Fred Gwynn, in that movie, it's not a long diatribe of why it happens. There's like a flashback, but he says like, hey, sometimes it doesn't work. Like it doesn't work really when you do it, when you try to bring somebody back, like it ends up bad.
Well, maybe that's why, and you make a good point that this has the same sort of vibe as like a talk to me or bring her back, because that's the same concept, right? Like they're trying to talk to the dead or bring back the dead.
Right.
And it's not going to work the right way every time.
Right. And
no
again,
matter what your intentions are.
Right. It's the old trope of like, and that's where people get the confusion of like, oh, well, this is about him raping her and taking away her autonomy and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah.
Or whether he's like a villain or not.
Right. He is doing that. But also like everyone's wish, like, man, I just wish this person would be nice to me, or I wish this person would like me. You know what I mean? It's like those things aren't bad, and people aren't like doing it. I mean, it's a selfish reason, sure, but they're not doing it to purposely force someone in an evil way to do something they don't want to do naturally. You know what I mean? Because we change our mind all the time. It's like, oh, I don't want to go on that ride. I don't want to. And then they do it and they're like, this is the best ride ever. Or like, oh, I didn't date this person for forever because like, I just didn't want to mess things up, or I wasn't into him that way. And then when they do, they're like, oh my God, this person's great. And then, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, that does happen where it's like, if I could just get them to like notice this or like me, they'll fall in love with me. And that's like a completely natural.
Likable about Bear.
Yeah, right. But it's like
from a dating point of view, besides that, he had his own place.
yeah, like he's a nice guy, but he's selfish and weak. But again, it always goes back to Ian being like shaming him for being honest, which just sets off a whole fucking snowball of like bad decisions by like everybody. And it's,
what's funny? They all worked at a music store, but did any of them play an instrument at all during the movie?
Yeah.
Was there ever a customer?
Well, no, Bear.
There was customers in the background.
Yeah, Bear and Nikki were playing the piano in one of the interludes.
Oh,
like them
true.
being all cutesy or whatever. So
yeah.
They were playing Ebony and Ivory. Dark soul inside her.
Right. Yeah.
There was customers in there, because remember that scene where he's like trying to explain to him about Nikki, and he's like at the register, just kind of like, and she's just staring at him.
Yeah. But I mean, and there's just other like little stuff. I just, little tweaks here and there, nothing like too specific. Just the big one for me was like, even if it was just one line by like one of the clerks, like at the end, be like, oh yeah, well, like you can't force someone to do something they're not naturally wanting to do, because then it'll be, that's going to turn out real bad. And then he has the aha moment, like, fuck, well, why didn't anyone tell me that before? You know what I mean? Then it would have been
right.
Like we did before. Oh, well, you said you didn't want to work, so you don't have any bones, or like you can't move, so you just have to lay there.
Sure.
And it's like,
Which I had to ad lib for that. I had a better punchline.
Give it to us now.
No, he was supposed to. Yeah, it's been past. He was supposed to just complain about not being able to work, and I was going to tell him that it's really hard to reverse 5 felonies, sexual assault, bestiality, and like I was going to say something as wild as whatever I could think of at the end.
Perfect. But I
thinking of, but I'm not going to.
Just hanging up was pretty good too. Cutting people off. Yeah, I mean those are like
the old ad lib hang up.
Yeah,
it's a big
click,
one.
Yeah,
click.
Yeah,
I made a. He didn't get it, so I had to actually say the click.
But yeah, that's my biggest dislike about this movie.
Do you think?
Never.
No.
How do you say your last name?
I'm not gonna do that.
Navarette.
Don't you try to trap me.
Yeah.
Do you think that she will get Toni Colletted this year in the Oscars, where she will get overlooked?
Yeah. I don't think.
I think, and this is why I say it, I think if this was 2025 or maybe 2024, she'd be at least get a nomination. But I think this year has a lot of strong movies and a lot of big movies. I'm looking at like The Odyssey and some other bullshit that's coming out, or that, other things that have been out. I think the movie will probably get nominated for some things, but I don't think any of the actors will. But I think she definitely deserves some sort of recognition because without her, I think the movie still works. I just don't think it works as well. I think
she did
fucking
great.
phenomenal in it.
I don't.
Yeah, I think her and Samantha Morton should be up for Oscars.
Yeah, I
That
think
was Cersei and Odyssey.
I think this one will
That's
get
it.
snubbed in the end because I don't think Hollywood is too psyched on some YouTuber like completely just fucking smashing into their industry and being like, Psh, I spent such little money.
I know they've embraced him. Now he's getting all the movies he wants to do, and same thing with the other guy from. Backrooms.
I mean, I still think it's going to be like a typical Hollywood movie that's going to get the stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah. But what the movie does do though, and same thing with Backrooms, is allow for more weird, independent, cool movies to come out and less CGI fuckfests.
Yeah. I mean, it's great.
That's true.
Like he did. You could tell he's a perceptive dude.
Oh, he seems very smart. Yeah.
And
Trey
he's like-
Barker?
Yeah.
I think he's Danny Elfman's son, and they just haven't said it yet.
Could be.
Look at him.
Yeah. I mean,
He is
I
totally
can
the bastard child.
see it. I could absolutely see it.
There are probably
Looks like
many.
the nerdy villain guy from Road Trip with Tom Green. I don't think anyone remembers
a
thinking of.
little bit.
Yeah, kind of.
He was like the adjunct professor who was grading all the grades.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
What if anything didn't you necessarily like about it, Oubliette? Besides the fucking fans. That's like my biggest hate about this movie.
That has nothing to do with the movie.
I know.
It's honestly mainly that. Like, there weren't many things I didn't like. I thought the pacing was good. I found it pretty refreshing, even though it had a lot of tropes. It was kind of a new look at them. And I think Indy's her name's Indy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you say it? Yeah. Her acting was phenomenal. That like you just wanted to see what she did next. And I like that they threw in the friend as kind of the sub romance because like the second, like I said, I knew it was about to fucking happen. Second she was like, "Come meet me," I was like, "Oh,
for
this
sure."
is gonna be
Like bad.
brutal."
Yeah.
It's the camera shot. It was the shot.
And like honestly, I guess like as a woman and people always talking about how crazy women are and yada yada yada, which is true, but you guys can be fucking crazy too.
Mhm.
I liked watching a woman just go full bonkers, and I loved like how close some of it was to reality. It was just like a step off. I'd say maybe the only thing I didn't like is kind of towards the end. Some of it just got a little far off and a little wonky, and the pacing seemed kind of like
It
almost stuttery. Like it would start going somewhere and kind of backtrack. But I didn't hate it because it's almost like how certain roller coasters or trains, like before they hit like the final thing, they do kind of like a slow roll up to be like, are we going to do it? Roll back, like, are we not going to do it? And then they just kind of go over.
From the car scene on is where we get that disjointed kind of haphazard of things. And that's on purpose for sure. Like these hyper editing of like that to the friend's house to back to the house to the, like it is disjointed, but I think it's on purpose. Just to kind of cram in all the stuff.
And
and the ending.
They're trying to like
it creates a heightened sense of energy.
Yeah, and he wants to do all this stuff. Like this is his shot, so he's like, all right, let's do it. Which again, I think it could have been maybe like 10-ish minutes shorter, just to be a little more tight. Because a lot of that stuff, you're like, okay, well, that didn't really need to be in there.
Right.
It's just kind of like
we run into an argument of like he's only got so much money, so he might as well use it.
No,
so
totally. Like, I
even-
mean, I get it. It's like the little.
But do you know what I wish?
What do you wish?
Get out your willow.
So the one thing I think they missed the mark on is I understand the changing of the ending and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But if it were me at the end, once she kind of, quote, falls out of whatever spell she was on, or maybe she wasn't ever, we don't know.
Right.
She looks around and sees all the dead bodies and him and just does the no,
Yeah.
and then blows her brains out.
Yeah.
Which she was supposed to kill herself first, but I thought the no would be awesome because then it leaves you as like, was the wish real? Was it not?
I think what leaves you with more of the wish real is if she does everything you just said, but instead of the no, she just looks at the screen and gives the screen kind of a look like, did I know or did I not know?
Right.
I think.
But that was the original ending. I thought.
What?
Was she just looks at the screen and then kills herself?
Right, but I'm saying not kills herself. I'm saying she just looks at the screen and you're left believing like after Bear dies, right? Like Bear kills himself. Spoiler alert. And she fucking then like instead of snapping out of it, seeing what happens and killing herself, she snaps out of it in quotes and looks at the camera and gives like a look like, did I know this was happening the whole time? Kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like that. I know, but that's been done a lot. I feel like if she would have done the nose and blown her brain off, people would have been more like, did she just freak out knowing she was going to go to jail forever and take her life, or did she really like,
or did she just freak out? Yeah, did she just freak
no,
out?
or did she really love him? Like it snapped, or even if the one wish willow was true and it broke, maybe she really did love him and she's just like so sad. Maybe she's freaking out. She's just going to go to jail, or maybe
she kills herself because
the one wish willow was fake.
Or she kills herself because now that he's dead, she has no reason to live.
Right. Yeah, like Romeo and Juliet. You know,
same thing.
Like, no,
right.
I need to die now. Yeah.
I think
I would like to revisit the no part just because it's so fucking good that if they would have done that again, because it also gives you the like thing back into the freaky Nikki like crazed, being like,
dude,
oh wait,
when she
maybe it wasn't the one wish
thing.
willow. Maybe she's always just crazy.
My social anxiety of people being like rowdy in a restaurant. As soon as she's like, no, I was just like, shh.
Same.
It's just like
same, but at the same time, I had like the sympathy for her of that, like that time. I think that everybody could think maybe in their life where they just want something to be like super awesome and go well, and like the person they were with just like sabotaged it in the dumbest way, and like you wanted to be cool, but and maybe you weren't outwardly, or maybe you were outwardly, but in your mind you were doing that. Like what? Like come on, like, this is supposed to be perfect. Like what the fuck?
Where everyone will just be like, "Fuck, it was going so good. Like why did you have to do that?"
Right.
You know, everything's relatable, but yeah, I also thought, which I think, I mean, I've seen some people kind of mention it, but what you mentioned is like, is she really like possessed, or is it really not her, or is it really her, or does she actually kind of have feelings?
Right.
But
because I feel like she probably did have a little bit of feelings. So
it seemed like it, you know, because if she didn't,
I think if we know, it takes away the fun.
Well, totally. But
yeah.
If we're like, oh, she's got a demon in her, you're like, oh, it was the demon. But if we do like, oh, she's got something going on with her, it's a little scarier because we don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So what didn't you like, Mike?
No, we already talked about it.
Did we? Oh, I guess I forgot about it all.
He didn't really.
I didn't really.
I don't think he had anything. Yeah.
No, just nothing really.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah, but
same.
Going back to like what you were just saying, Oubliette, I think she did, because of what we mentioned before, like her little flirtatiousness or whatever. And even when she's like talking to him in the car, like it's getting real personal, and like there's like a line that's getting blurred that you probably shouldn't blur with people you're just friends with. Like it's getting a little weird.
Yeah, I got to go back and watch, because now like I wonder. Like, was she starting to open up? Is that what you think was happening?
There was something there. Either that, or like we were talking about it before, she's just manipulating the friend group and the whole situation, and this dude that she knows likes her in this whole thing. Because if she is not interested in any sort of way, and she's still shooting these little like flirty, like, you know, I'm gonna bite my lip, or like give like a little smile while everyone's talking, it's like, okay,
what was her future plan? Before all this happened, wasn't she going away?
She wanted to be a writer.
Okay, but wasn't she going to go away? Wasn't that part of it? Or no? Like to college or something?
Maybe.
Yeah, I can't really remember if she was going to... I think she was just talking about like... I definitely know she talked about change. Like, I just need like a big change, she mentioned. Which kind of alludes to like...
That's what I was trying to remember. Did she talk about like moving away or something was happening?
I think she was talking about just like getting away or going somewhere, like, you know, not like specifically, but just kind of like, my life just needs a big change, which kind of implied like she needs to move or she needs to go somewhere. But also it's kind of like alludes to the, oh, so you want a big change, do you? well, you better be very specific,
Well, they
or
were
else.
all in that like post-college, like early 20s, like directionless thing, right? Like they all didn't have like know where they were going or what they were doing or what they wanted to do. So
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
overall I liked it. But yeah, a little bit of clarification on some things I think for me would have been a little better. Just a little bit, not much, because I do, like you were saying, I like, and I think it's smart and intentional on Barker's part to not be really specific, because even in any interview he does, he's not really like, he doesn't give a lot of black and white answers. It's all kind of either vague or just like,
right.
He's not nailed down to anything, which creates more talk and more people, either being upset about it or absolutely loving it or creating their whole narrative, their own narrative on what it really means. And so it's smart for sure. And again, that's part of him being of that YouTube content creator troll culture where it's like, oh yeah, well, we need people to keep talking about it, whether it's good or bad. We still need that reaction and that interaction. It's all about the clicks and the interactions to make that money. But I don't know. You want to rate it?
Yeah, let's rate it.
All right.
You go first.
All right.
You know what? No. Courtney, you go first this time.
Courtney. Who the fuck is that?
No.
I'm kidding. It's one of me. I give it 3.75.
Whoa. Okay. That's
Look,
wow.
I've been so bored with movies.
I mean, I totally get it. I get it.
And I think, like I said, it reminded me of Talk to Me, which was a little refreshing for me, but better. Just the acting in this, I think, Indy, it's really good. I think it will stand the test of time, even though it is a story that's been told before. I think it was done well. I think it will have its place in horror for a long time. I think it will probably start a lot of trends that aren't great.
I mean, look how much money it made. It holds records for movies in general, not even just horror. So it's definitely in conversation for ever or for until it gets overtaken.
And I gave it that score too, just because I do think it's going to be a really polarizing movie just from the people I walked out of the movie with that were like, why the fuck did everybody tell me to watch this? Like, I don't even understand this movie. It sucks. Fuck this. Which, like, I thought it made me like it more.
Yeah, that's a crazy reaction to have because it's like, I mean, well, whatever.
They were kids.
Right. People's tastes are people's tastes and you can, opinions, whatever.
That's what's interesting. I think this appealed to a lot of teens, and I don't think a lot of teens will understand this for a long time.
They also don't go to movies that often, which is crazy that they went.
True. Right. But I mean, I think that they won't, because they haven't been through like a heartbreak. They haven't been through acting nuts when stuff happens. They haven't seen people be fucking cuckoo pants other than maybe their parents. So like,
I mean, they could have gone through a heartbreak, and at that age, heartbreak feels like the worst thing in the world. So to them, they might relate with the characters even more so.
Yeah.
Because
I agree with that, but I think later on in life,
they'll understand it better.
Sure.
And heartbreak affects more things, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not just at home living with your parents and someone like being like, oh, honey, are you okay? Here's like a soda pop. I hope you feel better later.
Yeah. You can definitely relate to stuff.
They haven't been in a house by themselves where they haven't done dishes in 2 weeks, or they haven't like gotten up to do their own laundry and they're literally completely alone. Like,
sure.
And I feel like definite themes in this movie, when you're older, you kind of relate to it more, and it probably seems more lighthearted, which I hate to use when talking about this movie, but like, I think when you're younger, this movie is going to seem way more intense and way more dark and way more confusing. Mm-hmm. When you're older, you're just like, yeah, people are totally like this and they're fucked up.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah. Right. And you like it more because you're like, people totally do this shit.
Uh-huh. All right. Yeah. 3 3/4 candy corns. For me, this doesn't get into my threes of where it needs to be for me to buy it, like
of course
to
not.
own it. But it's not that I didn't like it. Like I liked it. I thought it did a lot of stuff well. There's some things I wish I could have gotten from it. But all that being said, I think this is a good movie, and I'm going to give it 2.5 creepy, obsessive little candy corns. Just because I think, like I said, at the age of the kids, and we've talked about this before, that there's Gucci. Where'd he go?
I'm back.
There
His
you go.
computer died.
You disappeared. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, 2.5 creepy obsessed candy corns doesn't get into threes. I think it's probably one of the better movies I've seen, if not the best of the year so far, as far as horror movies. It did tons of stuff great, but little things I needed from it that I didn't get. And again, the age of the kids, not that they all did a great job and they were way more likable than most of the young adults in movies nowadays that I just can't stand. But I just don't like modern day young adults. There's still something a little bit annoying for me. So it's getting a 2.5 for me. Mm-hmm.
You know when like the 80s horror movies where like the kids are really annoying?
Mm-hmm.
Do you look at them the same way as these kids are annoying, or just in a different way?
In a different way, because I think pre-90s it seemed more genuine and more realistic of how they acted, where this seems like the acting, like they weren't as good of actors, so it's kind of more like, oh, you're an annoying kid. So
they're not as good as actors in the old movies, you're saying.
Right. And now they're like, everything's been so done and the tropes are set and it's like the personalities are set that when they give them the script, they're like, this is how you need to act. So they're like, you could tell they're acting, you know what I mean? It's like not as natural. Right.
Before the characters were very thin and these characters are very fleshed out.
Right. And it's like, okay, I can tell you're acting like how you think a person in this situation or with this personality would act. It has nothing to do with your
right. And
real personality.
The writers and the directors are giving you like
direction.
Character probably points. Like this character grew up in this type of family or came from this background, which is back in the 80s. You're probably like, you're a kid at camp.
Yeah, like, act like it. Right. You're the annoying kid, or you're the fucking bully, and you've
never acted in anything before.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I was saying. Like they're annoying because I don't think they know what they're doing. So it's
yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, like I know a kid like that, and that's exactly how they act.
But isn't that like a horror trope to begin with, though? Like now, like the trope of like the annoying kid, so you don't feel bad when they die. Isn't it like kind of a thing?
Yeah,
because in this movie, I didn't really feel bad for anybody either. Maybe the friend,
right?
Who got her face smashed in, but not really. It was just more of like the situation was crazy.
Yeah, well, that's a good point that you bring up. Like I feel less attached to most characters nowadays, especially if they're younger. Whereas in older movies, I'm like, I'll be like, oh, I really like that character, or like, oh, I really hated that one. I'm glad he died or glad they died. Where I'm just kind of like, they're just like fodder. And I'm just like, oh, okay. This person's going to get it. Okay, whatever. Like, and I don't think about them. So yeah, you're right. But all right. Yeah. How many candy corns are you giving it, Terry?
Oof. So I don't know, 75 days in the theater. We're talking about beating Supergirl, Disclosure Day, Evil Dead, Moana. I mean, the Odyssey doesn't really count because it costs $50 to go see it. So they don't count their numbers as much. But a Star Wars movie, Masters of the Universe, Jackass, Scary Movie. Like, it wasn't like it was up against nothing this year, right? So it was like, I think, like Oubliette said, it will stand the test of conversation for the next 20, 30 years of horror movies. And I think part of that is the budget, and part of that will also be the big old conversation everybody's having around this movie of whether somebody's good or bad in their intentions. And And whether Curry Barker wanted that to be the conversation of the movie or not, I don't know if it matters, because that's what the conversation is. And does it make the movie better or worse? No, I don't think so. The conversation point, but as a technical piece of storytelling, film, color, practical effects, acting, just suspense, the music, which isn't talked about too much, is fucking really intense. I'm going to give this, now it could have gotten a 5, but no titties.
Yeah.
And horror movie with no titties, automatic skull down, one corn down.
Yeah, especially for an R rating. Like, come on.
With sexual assault, apparently, in the
Right.
warning.
Yeah.
How can we get sexual assault without even like one penis or
an ad,
Or a
yeah.
teat.
Yeah.
or one
A
one
nipple.
a
Yeah.
nipple, or a butt cheek? Not even somebody putting on their pants. So for that, 4 candy corns.
Okay. I mean, I don't disagree about
Not
any of
perfect.
that.
And it's not only because there's no titties that it doesn't get 5.
I mean, you say you don't disagree, but yet you did.
Who?
No, I
No,
didn't. No, I didn't disagree. I
You can't
agree
disagree with my opinion.
Yeah. I
Exactly.
can see how people would like that and think that. It's just, for me, it's just the age of the actors is not my favorite and never will be. So it's going to be hard for me. Like, I'm never going to own this movie. Right. I guess I can never say never, because who knows? We can
But aren't
tastes
the
change.
Scream actors in the first Scream movie the same age?
I mean, they're supposed to be, but they're,
Definitely played by 35-year-olds.
yeah. And I think Scream's just a better movie just because of what it was.
I'm just
doing
using
at
it
the time.
as an example.
Oh, the first Scream? Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I hate the like 90s kid actors, like, or young adult actors. Like, I don't like them either. I think the 90s is where it started to be like, we're actors now and we're going to be like, really play this character how we think it should be played and get like, you know what I mean? And like, look like we're acting the character. And that bugs me.
Sure.
But this is a movie, like, if it came on TV, I wouldn't not watch it, like I can watch it again. It's just not something that I'd want to, like, I'm going to be like, you know what, I'm going to watch Obsession.
Well, yeah, I was just saying some things have rewatchability. I think the rewatchability of this movie is if you're watching it with somebody who's never seen it before.
Yeah, it could be,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because it then creates the conversations, and then you get to see what their reaction is, because it is a pretty unique, even though the story's been done, the way it's executed is unique to the Wishing story.
Right. Well,
Sure.
like you were saying, like all this stuff, the practical effects, the lighting, him I mean, it's not like almost $1 million isn't no money, but in Hollywood speak, like, that's crazy to do.
Yeah, but like,
You
what
know
was
I mean?
like Evil
Yeah.
Dead 2 made for? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but
totally.
what year was that?
Right.
no,
So
but
I mean,
it's the same idea. Like, it's like
Yeah.
a proven concept.
but that's the thing. That's why I think it does it's so effective and better than a lot of big budget horror movies, is because when you don't have a lot of money and you have to watch your resources and like, all right, we need kind of like guerrilla warfare through this movie and do things on the cheap and just make stuff work. Like, you get innovative and creative with stuff, and that always makes a movie better.
Okay, Evil Dead 2 had a $3.5 million budget
Right.
in
And
the
it,
80s.
yeah. And it adds to the movie, I think, where I think, when you have like a huge budget, it's like, oh, everything's going to be super polished. Like, there's this one part I forgot to bring up that people are like trying to find meaning in, which is, again, just goes back to the society now where everyone needs to be the person that gets it. And like, I understand the movie better than like what the real meaning is, better than anybody. But there's a part in the movie where the clock is like stuck on like 1 o'clock or 1:14 or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And did you guys see the clip where
I clocked the clock. When I watched the clock during the movie, I caught it, and I was like, and then nothing happened, and I was not upset about it.
Well, the prop girl that was in charge of like the stuff, she did like a little video, like a TikTok. I mean, I'm assuming it was her.
It was her.
That's what she said. Yeah. Where she's like, no, like that's not intentional. Or there's no meaning behind it. The clock broke and we didn't have enough money to fix it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And it's like, yeah, that stuff is like makes movies cool. It, you know, it drums up
Sure.
like discussion and stuff like that. But when it's a low budget thing that's done really well, but you got a limited amount of time and a limited amount of money, you're just like, we just need to make this work as best we can. And when you have someone who's technically sound and creative, like obviously Barker is, he's like, all right, this whole thing is going to be done well. We don't have a lot of money or a lot of time, but we're going to like do the best we can with what we have. And it's like,
I mean, everybody did though. Like the lighting people did, the cinematography.
yeah,
like,
well, that's what I mean. Just like
everybody brought it. And then, there's a lot of people complaining that like people didn't get paid well or aren't making money in residuals and stuff like that. It's like, do you think these motherfuckers knew when they made this movie that it was going to do so well? Because if they did, then...
And that is why when you're negotiating a contract to ask for residuals or back end deals,
Yep.
that's all there is to it.
Totally. And even if they
Like,
did...
I hate those posts online. That's another thing. Like, they're like,
Also,
no,
all
maybe
these
she have
people-
to be assaulted on screen. She didn't get paid for what she did. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Like, okay, so she got paid whatever. She got paid. But guess what? Fucking, if it's that big of a thing, clearly they're all going to get work out of it. Like literally. Like,
right.
Like
Right.
all of...
That's how you build your resume.
Yeah.
All the people. Yeah, maybe it sucks they didn't make a ton of money, but you think all the people who were in the early, 70s and 80s horror movies that became giant actors or fucking directors, they were like, man, I didn't make any money off that horror movie I did in fucking 81. Like,
no.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it would have been nice,
There's
obviously.
constant horror stories about how shitty like the shoots were and how long they worked. And, before they had like the Actors Guild or like the unions or whatever. And it's like,
Sure.
yeah, man, when you get a small budget like this and you're like, hey, want to be in my movie? I can only afford to give you this or whatever. If you say yes, that's on you. Like,
Yeah. Also, if you're an actor, it's just an actor or whatever. If you're a camera operator or
anybody,
grip,
yeah.
like you're like, it's just another job until the next job. So, and you're hoping that it hits. You're like, isn't that the hope? Like,
Right.
So it's like, yeah, okay, I took this shitty job because that's all I can get, because that's all I'm worth right now. Maybe I'm worth more, but nobody knows that because I fucking haven't done anything. And now you get
Exactly.
to do, and now you've done something, and people are like, oh shit, you did that thing, and you're like, man, it really sucks. I worked really hard on that, and they only paid me $3,000 for my costume design.
Right.
Like, it's like, great. Guess what? Now that you're complaining on the internet, if I'm going to make a movie, I'm not going to use that complainer.
Exactly.
Yeah, never.
It's like we talked about on the last episode. It's like, dude, you can't look into the future and then you can't retroactively be like, oh, well, I deserve more money because this thing is ridiculously huge and popular now. It's like, yeah, but nobody knows. Like, you
Yeah,
hope.
nobody fucking knew. Like, it's
Yeah.
like you went with a YouTube guy making a movie. Like
Yeah. Good luck.
Right.
I don't know what you expected.
Yeah. You're lucky you got paid is the bottom line.
And it's the
So,
same thing for giant actors that do indie films for their friends. They
Yeah.
take a giant pay cut unless they negotiate like a back end.
Yeah, or like a
Or for residual.
percentage deal, like owning
Yeah.
a piece of it or something.
Right.
That's just the way
Yeah,
it
get
is.
a point. Just ask for a point on it. Like, I don't know. Like, it's
Right.
it's not that hard, especially like
Right.
all these people should have. If they don't have agents, they should have definitely somebody looking out for them and being like, "Hey, did you do this?"
Well, there's been
Like,
more than enough
Yeah.
stories on the internet and of people doing
Right.
this that they know. Like, you're like, you know what? I want to try and work out this deal because I don't want to get screwed if it gets huge. But again,
Sure.
at the end of the day, it's like you said, Juliet, it's like you are responsible for working out whatever sort of deal. And if you don't do that, you're shit out of luck. If
yeah,
you know what I mean, it is what it is. So,
And the
also
worst
like-
thing is they say no. You
Right.
know?
I was gonna say. I was literally just gonna say.
Yeah.
What are they going to say? No, and then you're like, okay, cool. Or like, I can't do that, or I don't have that, or like, we don't think the movie. If the movie does that, great. Like maybe we'll talk about something, but it's not going to be. There's definitely like a meeting point.
yeah. I'm
Well,
not gonna-
not only that, like maybe just if you're really, this is a good thing for people who are young and getting into acting. If you take a lead, maybe not even ask for a point, ask for a quarter of a point. And if that fucking movie blows up, you get a bigger payday. You also get a better resume. But Yeah, like all of this saying it's unfair and they like took advantage of her. I'm like, how the fuck would they have known? How?
Right. And unless she's coming out and saying that, then shut the fuck up. Right.
Exactly.
Like, or whoever. Like, unless it's somebody who actually worked on the film complaining.
If that girl isn't getting scripts thrown at her right now, people are idiots.
All of them.
Yeah.
And
that'd be great.
if her agent hasn't just upped her worth by like 2,000%, she needs another agent.
Exactly.
Well, correct. Yeah. And I'm sure she has agents throwing themselves at her if she doesn't have any,
Damn.
Totally.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, it's like, everybody on that film is getting something out of it. Like, I mean, didn't Curry Barker get like fucking promised like the world after this movie?
Yeah.
He has 2 more movies like with giant budgets, and I think already talking about developing like 3 more.
Right. Yeah. And that's 3 months ago.
Exactly.
3 months before that, he was just, I made a movie and they got into some theaters. So, you can think of any little engine that could movies the same way. You think the fucking Terrifier people thought that movie was going to do well?
Oh, geez. That thing's getting crazy.
Dude, we're living in a world where these like nothing movies are blowing the fuck up.
Right. And then they're making these fucking CGI messes that everyone's like, yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It's like, it wasn't great seeing Jared Leto as a soulless fucking ghoul on the screen.
Oh, dude, there's...
Oh, he's in the news right now.
Yeah.
That's horror news. I almost put that in horror news.
That
just
isn't
because
news.
it's so
We've
funny.
all known he's been a piece of shit forever.
Yeah,
No,
but
of course.
it's getting spicy now.
Is it though? I feel like this has happened like twice now.
I just love his quote being like, I have never taken advantage of a female and I've never had sex with someone under 18. I'm like, okay, bro, let's just not, like, come on. We're so far past that part. Perhaps make another statement.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
But the average is 3.4 candy corns, which is pretty high. And that means we think everyone should go out and check this movie out.
Go see it.
See it.
Definitely see it. Definitely
it's
see
still
it.
in the theater.
It is, which is great.
As
Bonkers.
of this recording, yes. As of almost August 2026, this movie is in the theaters months later.
Horror movies and blockbusters. Horror movies, blockbusters, and kids movies. That's all there is in the theaters taking over nowadays. It's crazy.
Yeah. The Minions
here
movie
for
has
it.
been there for months.
Yeah, because you know what?
Minions are awesome, Terry.
Minions.
I got one minion. I'm good.
The way things are going, like I haven't been too impressed with a lot of the horror stuff so far, but this one was good. And it's like, yeah, you might get a lot of shit, but then there'll be at least one, for the first quarter or first half of the year. That's like, this one was really good. So
Minions has been out for 3 weeks, by the way.
Well, not 3 months.
No, but
3 weeks. You just hate him that much. That's consuming your life.
It's going out real soon because Spider-Man comes out this weekend, and that movie apparently is really good.
Who knows? Maybe Minions are here to stay.
No, please no. They're like fucking Smurfs.
Well, go see Obsession.
We got monster movies coming soon too.
We do got monster movies, and we got the Summer Rumble that we're gonna get to as soon as Terry watches both versions of Cape Fear.
I fell asleep during the 1991 one last night, and I was really enjoying it. But I just what a great movie!
I'm neutral.
Yeah.
What a great movie so far, especially because like when it started, I was like, oh, I didn't know this was this. I didn't know this person was in it. This is right after Goodfellas was made. It looks crazy. This movie.
Oh no, there's lots of people that are in it. Just wait.
I know. I know. I saw most of the movie. I'm more than halfway through it. But I was just like,
there's cameos. There's cameos. We'll discuss on the next episode.
Okay, next episode. Because tonight my wife was like, "Did you hear about this new Apple TV show everyone's talking about?" I'm like,
dude, only one episode left. It is not the same fucking story, but it is so good. And Javier Birdman.
But is there a boat?
I was like, besides Widow's Bay?
There's finally a boat, and it's Juliette Lewis's boat.
Ooh, okay.
Is she in it?
She is.
As the same character?
No.
Oh, then I'm not watching that. That's
it's a totally different story. She's related to Max.
Stupid. Dumb.
You just have to think of it.
Caddy?
Katie. Max Katie, sir.
stupid. Dumb.
It's a totally different fucking story, but I have to separate it from Cape Fear, but it's worth watching because
Right.
Do you think
the
they just like
fucking,
made the show and they're like, this is similar to Cape Fear?
the guy from the people who own the house that Matt Rife bought,
Oh, the Warrens.
James Wan?
the guy who plays the husband Warren from the movies is
Right.
the husband in it.
Wilson.
The guy from Watchmen.
Oh, I do
Yes.
like him. He is good.
And Javier Bergman is Max Cady, and might in it. I wish he would just do the movie version to see
Right.
what he would do there. But great acting, completely different story. Other than somebody went to jail and they're pissed off about it.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's very like it seems like Nicole Kidman should be in it because this is the kind of TV shows she does now. The 8-part
Right.
series of like a twist of something, but instead it's Amy Adams.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, don't start watching that yet, Terry.
No, I can't. I
Watch
gotta
the
work.
movies.
I'm working my way backwards.
Yeah, because I feel like we should do a remake Rumble and maybe we'll do a mini episode on the TV show if we all
TV
watch
show.
it.
I think it's a good idea.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll do a
Well,
little sub.
thanks everyone for hanging out with us and listening to our thoughts on Obsession. And check us out next time for the Summer Rumble of Cape Fear. And then after that, I think, I don't know.
Dun-dun-dun.
We're either we'll get my last summer movie in, or I may wait till the end and get in a special guest to discuss a movie who's known around the drive-in circuit
I was gonna say,
on
really?
TV. Yeah, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Next episode is Cape Fear Summer Rumble. So stay tuned, you little
Dickwads.
obsessed fucks.
No.
You little bears.
You cute little bears.
Little bears. You still bears.
some candy?
Okay, I see it. Awesome.
Okay, wait.
Burton just looks that big old storm right square in the eye and he says, "Get away from her, you bitch!"
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Your move, creep.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.